Welcome back to Life Coaching with Alex Urbina, right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We're opening up possibilities for you, and that's to help you reach your full potential if you choose. On the board today, Andrew Delgado, we're talking about friends versus acquaintances, and we're thanking you for joining in. So listen, I want to throw a scenario at you, and real quick, the scenario is, let's say you're a painter, right, and you're an artist. And all of a sudden, you decide that you want to have your own gallery.
Okay.
Right? And now you have your gallery, and you're excited. And it's up and coming on Saturday, and you have a friend that is happy because you're happy. So you're excited, you're lit up, and they're got a big smile on their face, and you're like, "Why are you smiling?" And they're like, "Man, I'm just happy for you." Well, why? Well, because you're happy, I'm happy. Is that a friend or acquaintance?
That's a friend. That's a friend. Almost an inner circle friend.
Okay, all right, inner circle friend. Okay, good. All right, same scenario. And now your friend's happy, right? And you ask them, "Why are you smiling?" And they're like, "You know what? I'm just happy. I'm happy because you're a great painter. You paint well." Now, is that a friend or an acquaintance?
Well, it can be both, but if they're only there because you're great, then that's an acquaintance.
Okay, yeah, that's a scenario. They're there because you're just a great painter, and they want to be around you.
They want to be around you because basically almost you're famous, or in that context, and they're just there because you're famous or you're great. Yeah.
Okay, all right, and so same scenario. This person is excited for the event because there's going to be other people there at your art, looking at your artwork, and they're a painter too, and they want to connect and make some connections with people that are going to be there, and they want to get some numbers, and they want to see if they like their artwork.
Right. I would say that's just a fake acquaintance, like not even
a faker.
That's just a faker, a shady person.
Okay, got it. All right. So now, same scenario, and they're there and they're excited for you because you're going to be giving out some of your paintings when the gallery's over, and they're part of that little inner circle where you're going to give them a painting of yours.
Right, that's an acquaintance.
That's an acquaintance.
Yeah, not even a friend.
Okay, got it. All right. Same scenario, last scenario. The person's there because they're happy for you because your dream is finally coming true.
For only that reason?
Yeah, you have the big gallery coming up on Saturday, and they're really excited for you, and you're excited, and they're smiling, and you go, "Why are you smiling?" And they're like, "Man, I'm excited for you because one of your dreams is finally coming true."
Oh, that's a really good friend.
That's a friend.
That's a friend right there.
All right, that's an inner circle friend. All right, so let's just play a game. We got some more scenarios for you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw it out. That was just kind of warm you up.
Right.
Are you warmed up now?
Let's go.
All right. So a friend, or let's throw this scenario out. Someone who asks for a favor but hardly ever gives it back in return.
Acquaintance.
That's an acquaintance.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because they're looking out more for them and not equally on, you're giving me this, what else can I do for you?
All right, now what if that person doesn't have the means to give back to you?
Well, whatever you can, or reciprocate that in whatever way that you can and give that back. Saying, you did this for me, what can I do? Pretty much just ask the person, what can I do to give this back to you?
So you're basically saying at least, the very minimum, you can at least ask me to say, hey, how can I pay it back, or how can I be there for you? And in a sense, you're probably also saying that everybody has something to give.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has something valuable, even if it's their time.
If it's not, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
if it's not money or anything like that, time works.
All right. If this person only calls you when they need something.
I would say acquaintance. Because a good friend will call you just to honestly ask you, how's your day, or check in with you.
All right. So the distinction here is this person is always only calling you because they need something, but the friend is calling to check in just to see how you're doing.
Exactly.
They genuinely care. All right. How about the person calls you to see how you're doing and offers his or her support when they see an opportunity to contribute whatever you're doing?
Right. Well, there you go. That's the friend right there.
All right.
That's
you
hands down
defined
the friend. Yeah.
You're getting clear now. You're getting some clarity. All right. Someone who makes an effort to physically, mentally, or emotionally connect with you or communicate with you on a deeper level.
And that's the inner circle friend. I'd say.
But what if that's an acquaintance that you don't really hit it off with? Or there's something about them that just rubs you the wrong way, and they really are following up. They want to be your friend,
right?
Like to you, you're an inner circle for them, but for them, they're an outer circle for you.
Okay, so how is that? Okay, so that scenario, I'm just going through it, and I'm thinking, what would I do if somebody really wants to?
Somebody really
to
want,
connect
like,
with me?
yeah, they're like, hey, I want to take you,
know,
yeah, I want to take you out to dinner. I want to
reason.
share. I want to share with you. I want to kind of open up with you, and you're just kind of like, it
Right,
just
okay.
something don't seem right.
Well,
don't feel
for me,
right.
I'd give them, like, oh, they're really interested in me. Let me just give them, the benefit of the doubt. Really, like, okay. My first impression might not have been the best, but let me see what you are. Then after that, then decide.
Okay, so
not,
you're willing to you're willing to look at your judgments and say, maybe I kind of misjudged you,
Right.
or I shouldn't have judged you, or I misinterpreted something. You might have some good intentions.
Right.
There might be something golden inside of you after all, and I'll give you another chance. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, and just give them another chance. First impressions, okay, and then maybe they might grow on you, or they might be one of your best friends eventually.
All right, when we come back from the break, we'll continue the game. You're listening to Live Coaching with Alex Urbina right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And welcome back to Live Coaching with Alex Urbina right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We're opening up possibilities for you, help you reach your full potential. And today in studio, I got Andrew Delgado. He's my board op, and we're talking about friends versus acquaintances. I got Andrew in the hot seat throwing out scenarios to find out from him, are you an acquaintance or a friend in this scenario? So here's the next scenario for you. All right. Someone who just happens to be where you are for another reason, either at work, common interests, or community events.
I'd say that's an acquaintance, but it can easily develop into a friendship.
It could be both. But I think this one is just, you're always seeing them because you just have a common interest. Either,
right.
They're a friend of another friend, so you're there. Or it could even be at work.
Yeah.
People at work, you just happen to be at the same spot all the time. Doesn't necessarily mean they're an actual friend. It could just be a good acquaintance, right?
Right, yeah.
A valuable acquaintance. All right, here's the next one. Someone who meets with you for coffee to catch up on your life and who is authentically interested in what you're up to.
That depends on how often, or if it's just your weekly thing or a yearly thing. Because if it's a yearly thing, I would say that's a really good acquaintance. But if it's like a weekly thing, then I would say really good friend, or even a monthly thing.
Really?
If you check in once a year.
I have really good friends in my inner circle that I might not talk to for like 3 to 6 months.
Really?
And when we get together, man, it's like I just saw him yesterday. We just jump onto things and we just get to it quickly. Walls come down. We're sharing intimately and connecting deeply, and it's just like a brother. Like, what if you had a brother, like a real, or a cousin that you love and you grew up together and you shared intimately, and it was just like you take a bullet for him or her and they take a bullet for you, but they moved out across the seas or they moved to another state, and you get together once a year. You can just pick up right where you left off, right?
Okay, so that's the distinction, that you spent already a lot of time together and then you grew apart, but you were still close when you grew apart. I'm saying when you first meet somebody and you check in, once a month or yearly, if you see them yearly, but you didn't spend that time growing up, or you weren't lifelong friends since high school, and you just grew apart.
All right.
When is that?
So what I'm hearing you say is that it takes some time for you to decide to have meaningful conversations, to have like deep, powerful interactions with somebody, to distinguish whether they're a friend or an acquaintance.
I would think so, and it would be more not just a year thing, or I see you and then we're like, oh, you just want to talk? Okay, that's fine, but that could be an acquaintance as well.
All right, what's the time frame for you? What's a good time frame that you can throw out that if I spend, a couple of days a week with this person, at what time? Is it 3 months, 6 months, a year for you to kind of just go, all right, this is some gold right here.
Right. If it's an acquaintance and that 6 month period, and then I go into, well, how many times did we hang out, and what did we talk about when we hang out? What did we do, or did we just do nothing and be fine just being around each other? And then I'll process it like, oh, okay, let's go further with this friendship or relationship or whatever it may be.
Now, your inner circle friends, the ones that are on the gold ring, right? Have they been to your home?
Yes.
They definitely have been to your home.
They've definitely been to my home. They might even say it's their home.
Yeah, and they've opened up the refrigerator and helped themselves, right?
When they come, they're like, oh, my mom's like, you want some water? Like, they know where it's at. Tell them, go get it.
Yeah, they've crossed that line, right?
Yeah, they crossed that line.
Yeah.
So basically, the inner circle, pretty much family, they come in, this is your house. Get whatever you want. You're not a guest anymore. This is your This is your house.
All right, here's the next scenario. Person who goes for a walk with you, engaging in interpersonal sharing and deep, meaningful conversation.
Right. That's almost like the cup of coffee kind of thing. And I just revert back to what I believe is, how often do you do that? And then you look at it and say, oh, it could be a really good acquaintance. But then also, what do you talk about? How deep do you go?
All right, this might sound like a trick question to you, and maybe not. Someone who gives you honest feedback, not afraid to tell you how they see it, and they might even make you feel uncomfortable or risk them you getting mad at them for telling them how they see it or their opinion.
Right. That way, it's depending how the message is delivered.
Really?
I would say so.
So if they're just like a blunt type of person.
Yeah, and not really caring, or saying it in a way that still the message gets across, but in a way that they cared.
So you have to have some kind of feeling along with the message that says, all right, I know you care about me. So
yeah, I know you cared.
So you're allowed to say it like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. It might have been hurtful to somebody else, but I get it that you care enough to say it. Or are you just saying this like, I don't really connect with you that in that level? Why would you say something like that?
So they have to have already gotten to that inner circle to be able to give you that brutal, honest feedback with you.
Yeah, for me to say to see it as constructive rather than just being almost mean. And,
all right, that's good
caring.
feedback for other people that, if they haven't, they're on the outside. If they're some of your acquaintances, this is cool because all the people that are listening that are your acquaintances, they're getting to know you a little bit more to kind of find out where's that line. Like I can't just give you honest feedback because I probably now upset you and I've got pushed out into another outer ring, right?
Right, that just pushes you out, not closer in.
Yeah, it didn't bring you any closer. You didn't win any brownie points. But I have to kind of have you towards that inner circle to be able to have you, feel safe enough to be able to share that with me where I don't kind of now give you that bad mark.
Right. And then it's all depending on how you feel being, giving that criticism. Because sometimes you might think that we're close enough for me to say this. But then, like I said, maybe I didn't think we were close enough to say it. So it's kind of, just almost guessing, I guess, really, but just putting your feelings out there.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to save this next one because I like this next one for when we come back from the break. Because if we throw it out there, we're going to get started on it. And then we're just going to have to, it's like chopping your own toes off before you start walking. So stay tuned for more and come back. You're listening to Life Coaching with Alex Urbina right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.